Welcome to the final part of Pro Skater 2X. This time we're going through all of the additional shit starting with Park Editor, and that's Creator Park, really. And for the most part, Creator Park is just Pro Skater 2's Creator Park. I mean, I think there's some changes here and there compared to the original in Pro Skater 2, but it really is just like an updated version of Pro Skater 2's Creator Park. Also, it brings up the black and white select pieces. It's funny how they're just called black and white select. You know? No, just kidding. It's called black and white. That's all it's called. Black and white. Those were the buttons on the original Xbox. Those buttons never showed up ever again on the Xbox. It's honestly kind of funny. Also, this is the quality of my fucking copy. And I feel like this is just universal of this game, just being, not that well programmed to where just trying to load fucking anything can take up a good while. Anyway, there are a few areas like the power plant, the industrial, which is this little area here. The fucking outdoor, which looks like this. That is a horrifying outdoor. Then we have school, which school is very... also horrifying in its own way. Then we have skate park. This is a skate park, apparently. Can't you tell? And lastly, city lot. Which, city lot is, the most unique looking of all the fucking themes, by the way. The one that actually looks like something, rather than just repeated walls. You got Sparky's Loans over there and such. Or Spanky's Loans. There's something to look at here. There's something to explore at. Maybe find an Easter egg or two here. There's something here that's kind of neat. I'm going to stick with this area while I take care of looking through all the pieces, like the horse start and the normal starts, as well as gaps. We can set our gaps, but we haven't got any pieces yet. We have risers. There are 9 of them, which, are the typical, low, medium, and high. Pretty simple stuff, really. You got quarter pipes, 17 of these. You already know what the quarter pipes look like at this point. There's nothing really to talk about the lot of this shit. Because a lot of it is just stuff you would expect to see from just the Tony Hawk series alone. Not just this game. But literally almost every fucking Tony Hawk game ever afterwards. It's all the standard stuff. Like quarter pipes 2, literally just a recolor of quarter pipes 1. And, a lot of it is going to be the same shit. It's going to be the unique pieces that are going to matter here, and there's not that many. We have rails, there are 18 of these. You already got the idea of how these are going to look like. Got junctions, we got low and highs, got slopes, we got left and rights going on. They are pretty much all over the place. Nothing's really middling out very well, but you can kind of see what's going on here. Got offset rails, which honestly, considering the normal rails, the offset rails look like normal rails at this point. It's kind of sad. Low walls, we got 4 of them. We got high walls as well, because of course we're going to have high walls. Just kidding, we have no high walls. We do have a slopes, which there are 16 of, and for the most part, they're slopes. They've appeared in all the fucking games, really. There's nothing to talk about. The slopes, there's the low and highs, there's one of rails, one that don't have rails. There are corners, doubles, all that crap, just the usual. Got stairs, 12 of them. Again, the usual, the doubles, the rails, the fucking inside corners, outside corners, all that kind of crap. Highs and lows, quad sets and what have you. And, just the standards. Then we have the pools, which there are 8 of, and again, they are very much the standard. The clovers, the pools, sides, all that kind of crap. You got corners. You got outside corners. And then we just have floor, which is the most unique one, floor. And we got the punji pit, because you gotta have the fucking punji pit. Then we have the fun boxes. By the way, you can pretty much tell that they couldn't put in the, lowering and rising thing that you usually have in these games. So they just made parts to act like that. Which is kind of shit. There's kickers here. There are only 2 of them. Again, a bit offset. And then there's the benches, which there are 7 of. And they are all what you expect. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, there's also signs, which have the old-ass textures of Logo 1, Size 2, Logo 2, Size 4, Logo 1, 2, and 3, all that crap. Then we got the Treyarch logo as a floor. 4 of these floors, by the way. Treyarch, we have just a crack on the floor. Great. We have this, I guess, a man cover. And then we just have this, like a darker colored floor. You got the foliage, the free planters, small and tree. And then lastly, miscellaneous, which is a wall piece, which is this high-ass fucking piece. And the pillar, which is a high-ass fucking piece. And that's it. That is every part when it comes to this. So yeah, like I said, there are unique pieces, but it's really just like the Treyarch logo, and that's it. And then we have the pre-made parks, which are the main event here. I'm going to go ahead and just read out all of them. We aren't going to see all of them, but we will read them all. Because a lot of them come back, like Up Down Repeat, Pit of Death, DDT, Tricklands, Chicken's Coop, Mojo Jojo, Punji Gardens, Mojo Jojo's a reference to Power Girls, Westside Pit of the Pool, Montana, Shisky, Skoo, Snakerland, Fio T. Hauken, Vert Park of IC, Dedham Skate Park, Fong's Basement, 2-Lane Raceway, the Dismaker, Congested Raceway, the Obstacle Course, Tag Maze, Max's Park, Chimp Palace, Pounce's House, Truck Skate Park, Hangar 19, Raceway, Lee Contest, Hop and Grind, Props, Pyramid Grind, NFA, CSB, Tag Arena, Patch, Super Jump, War Ride Court, Final 23, Spiral Park, Chum's Pimpage, High and Low, Moat, Down the Lab, Metal HDZ, or Metalheads Park, Too Much Dujara, Hard 10, Hola Pies, Whoop-de-Doo, Coolidge Corner, the Mill Raceway, and Quaglajar. And that's it. That's a lot of fucking parks, to be fair. But we are limited because there's so little parks. And of course Montana is going to be the classic, like, tree in the middle, some fucking spawns around it, like some floors or what have you, and some basic-ass gaps. Except we don't have the basic-ass gaps, I don't think, in this one. But we know what Montana is. We know... Yeah, see, it's this. It's this fucking map. See? It's Montana. Why would it not be this map? Okay? Why would we not have this basic-ass bitch map with a fucking tree in the middle, and of course the floors are gonna have the gaps where we have just that called off and you. Obviously it's saying fuck off and fuck you. So, yeah. We'll also have all sorts of points we can choose from, all the way to 5,000. And we'll choose the air, rail, manual, or wall ride when it comes to the type of gap it is. And we can adjust the wall with which it starts and ends. And yeah, I'm going to test it. We're going to skate in Montana. But yeah, like, this is legitimately a map that has appeared, I think, in every single fucking Tony Hawk game. And as such, I think is one of the GOATs. I feel like it's one of the GOATs. I feel like, even though these are so underappreciated, we can all rely on the very fact that no matter what, when there is a creative park in any Tony Hawk game, Montana will fucking be there. There will always be a Montana. If there is not a Montana, fuck you, fuck off. Just like that. So that's Montana. And, yeah, for the most part, it literally just is the exact same map we've seen so many times of this game. Sometimes I never even choose to go to it because it's a nothing fucking map. But you get the gist of it. And not only that, you also get the gist of the entirety of the park editor. There is literally nothing fucking else to talk about with the park editor. I mean, I could legitimately go to something that's, you know, unique here. I think one of them was, let's see, was it fucking, Hop and Grind, or Final 23. I think Final 23 might be a repeat, actually, but whatever. You can see here that there is, you know, a bit of uniqueness going on here. The fact they're using the lows and shit to make this. And it's not even filling up that bar much either. There are some gaps around here. But what is the 23? Unfortunately, I have no fucking clue. Because when it comes to all the gaps, none of them are the 23. But what I will show you right now is I will give you a taste of what my 5,000 subscriber special is going to be like. If I ever reach. And that is me trying to get every fucking gap of the Creator Park pre-made parks. Now, you might think, well, that's fucking stupid. No one cares about this shit. This is the most useless fucking thing you can do. Considering it's for a special event, and this means I come back to all the Tony Hawk games again, just so I can go and not only bring up additional information as well as fix some mistakes I've made, but also to showcase this kind of shit. Honestly, I feel like this is all worth it, honestly. I feel like it is well worth the time and effort to give you guys just this, you know? To explore everything of the Tony Hawk series. And I feel like no one gives enough of shit about Creator Park, really. Except when it comes to, like, the latest game. You know, 1+2. Because 1+2 just really opened up the fucking bar when it came to that shit. Whereas all of these didn't really, except for, like, the Underground series and American Wasteland when it brought in the Creator Goal thing. Which I wish came back. But yeah, for the most part, this is the entire map. We have gotten all 3 gaps. I'm pretty sure that's all the gaps. And that's it. That is legitimately it. Where's the 23? Fuck knows. Because that's all the gaps. There is nothing here that makes sense with what the fuck the 23 is. So, I don't know what the 23 is. I don't know what the reference is. And the thing is, there are probably some in-jokes here that are just going to be completely lost to everyone except Neversoft employees back in the day. And I'm pretty sure Neversoft employees back in the day don't even fucking remember this kind of shit because they don't even remember the fucking the Punchy Pit. They don't remember shit about the Punchy Pit. So, I don't even think anyone that worked at Neversoft back then remembers anything from this shit. So, whatever the fuck the 23 is, we will never know. All I can tell you, at the end of the day, is that if you want me to go through and do all these pre-made parks, get all the gaps, do even all the goals, even the pre-made parks and the later stuff, give me the 5,000 subscribers and I will fucking do it. Anyway, now we're done with the Creator Park. Now it's time to go and do the multiplayer. Because I do have 2 controllers for the Xbox original. And it has a neat little unique animation there. It has the System Link thing, because that was a thing. It was like an online thing. And a Trick Attack, Graffiti, Horse Tag, and Free Skate to work with. Not much to work with. And also, I'm just going to be honest here. Things got a bit fucky. Because I got very confused. Because you're not realizing it right now, but essentially, I'm using the Player 2 controller right now. Now, that makes no fucking sense. But essentially, the controller I've been using the entire time, the one plugged into port 1, that's playing Player 2. And I'm putting that into the Player... Yeah, it's playing Player 2. And I'm putting that all the way up to the max stats. Whereas... I'm being stupid. No, I'm not. Sorry. I'm getting myself confused now. No. Player 2 is my first controller, the one I've been playing the game entirely with. But Player 1 is using the controller I put into port 2, into Player 2. It makes no fucking sense, does it? There are moments where the game actually gets it right, and Player 1 is the actual port 1 controller. But usually it's gonna be like this, where it's just bugging out the controllers, and it makes no fucking sense. Which really showcases the quality of Treyarch's game, like Treyarch's port here. Anyway, the thing is, I was going to come here to maybe experience the unique gap that exists here in Streets with the multiplayer, because there is a gap exclusive in the multiplayer side of Pro Skater 1 that you can do. Unfortunately, because they didn't have to rebuild anything unlike Pro Skater 1 to like lessen it down for the fucking console, and because they have to put in like a whole bunch of like extreme fucking like, you know, misting going on because of it. Yeah, that gap doesn't exist here. So that entire set piece that existed in this multiplayer with this level doesn't exist here. So that was all the gaps version of the level. Also, I'm going to go to the empty park now, because it is funny how there is an empty park here. And, yeah, we're doing the graffiti bit next, which we can't do here. But what I can show you is the camera. If you hate this kind of camera here with these splits, you can then make it like this, or like this. You know, make it even smaller, just to make it even more fun. And what's even better, is that they put the player 1 in the top left corner, player 2 in the top right, in the bottom right. I probably believe that player 3 is the top right, and player 4 is the bottom left. Try fucking playing that kind of goddamn camera, and just not getting confused on which character you are. Try fucking doing that. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can play as the exact same skater as all 4 players. So, that's a fun challenge. Try to win a fucking trick challenge or what have you with that fucking camera, and try not to get lost on which skater you are. That's a fucking challenge. Anyway, graffiti is you just, you know, hit certain spots and paint them. However, it's a bit bugged in the fact that sometimes, even if you hit a ramp or what have you, it doesn't work, because the transfer part of it is just broken. And you can steal other spots by essentially getting a higher score with it than the other person, but yeah. That's graffiti. I think we've seen it before a few times, so not much to talk about. Now, horse, I can show in the empty park. You already know what horse is. It's the god multiplayer mode. You know, it's the one that everyone fucking knows of. Okay? Even the Skate series has a horse. Okay? They have a fucking horse. They call it Skate, but they have a fucking horse. And you already know what horse is. You just have to make sure you get a certain score, and that's it. You get either the matching score, or you get a bigger score, and whoever bails or gets the lesser score gets the letter. If you bail before you set the score, the other person gets the opportunity. And if one of you gets all of the letters, you lose. You are now horse. But, yeah, I don't want this to go on forever, so I put my fucking name on there. Because, yeah, he gets the X. He gets the Twitter. Oh no, Officer Dick has to deal with Twitter now. He is going to fucking die. Anyway, this is horse. You already know what horse is. Nothing really to talk about of horse. It's horse. It's horse. And then you get number 2, the winner. It should be number 1, but again, the controller thing completely fucked. Anyway, now it's time for the next multiplayer mode, which as Officer Dick wallows in agony, we're doing tag. And it really is just a game where, you know, the timer that's counting down, you have 10 seconds, like the first 10 seconds, to essentially get a high enough score than the other person. And if you do, you become it, I think. Or it gives you some time to get away before someone comes in. Okay, so for the most part, yeah, it's just random. Sorry, I noticed that the cop is it. I thought I was the one that was it, so I was chasing myself because I thought I had to catch the person that was it. No. But yeah, for the most part, this is the entire fucking mode. You chase after each other, and you know, whoever essentially fully runs out their timer wins. or lose in this case. They lose. They lose, sorry. But, yeah. For the most part, there is a gimmick, quote-unquote, where the more points you get, the slower the next person is. But I don't really see an effect going on. So it really is just like, you know, run around, don't get caught, you'll be fine. And that's it. Winner, loser. And I'm not showing free skate because it's fucking free skate, who cares? Now it's time for the cheats. We have quite a few cheats. One of the main ones we're going to be exploring is skip to restart. This is a very unique cheat code that we're going to be exploring soon. But right now we also have kid mode, we have perfect balance and always special. You already know what perfect balance or special is. We have stud, weight, wireframe, slow-mo, big head, sim mode, smooth, moon physics. You know what moon physics does. Disco mode and level flip. Level flip just puts level like as a mirror. Disco mode brings a whole bunch of objects being colored. Smooth gets rid of the textures. Now here's kid mode, which you see it makes everybody small, except for Spider-Man. Spider-Man's actually get affected by anything with this sort of shit. Everyone else does, but for Spider-Man, he's just, you know, Spider-Man. And for the most part, it's not going to affect him with big head mode, or with the weight thing, or fucking anything. See? And big head mode, yeah, it really goes right over their names and such. It's great. It's so dumb. But yeah, that is essentially big head mode right there. It's really creepy. And then we have slow-mo. We have, you know, this is what slow-mo does. It slows you down when you get in the air. Moon gravity brings you very high up. Very fun cheat, sorry. And it's one of the most common cheats of these games. Always special. Your special bar will always be filled no matter what. Perfect balance, essentially manuals and grinds will always be, you know, perfect. They will never let you bail. And yeah, this is smooth, what you're seeing right now. It gets rid of pretty much all the textures, except for certain ones, like the lights here. And yeah, for the most part, you can actually see that all the textures were kind of color-coded with their things. So some are just incredibly dark patches of black, basically, while others are just this gray, this bluish gray. And your character is entirely a white model. Lighting still works and everything, but for the most part, this is essentially what you're getting. And yeah, it looks fucking weird, doesn't it? It looks really fucking weird. This has appeared a few times, to be fair, so it's not a new thing. But it's always interesting to see what it looks like when you get rid of the textures for, you know, all the maps and the characters and such. You know, just seeing the bare basics. And speaking of bare basics, we also have disco mode, which, as I said beforehand, just makes everything go rainbow. Sim mode halves the stats that you have. We already kind of know there is a thing going on, which is called the 1 or 0 stat challenge. I think a more grateful challenge is to do that and then put sim mode on. Or simulation mode. Because then you essentially get, like, instead of 1 stat point, you have half a stat point and everything. Now try to fucking beat the game of that shit. Where you can jump even less when you're probably even slower. You know? Where you have less balance, like way less. Like, imagine how fucking unruly and horrible that's gonna be. Now that's a real challenge. We'll call it the sim %, you know? You're doing the 1 stat %, try the sim %. See how you go with that. Stud, I forgot what stud does. I always forget what fucking stud does. I'm sorry. But I do know that wireframe, basically wireframes everything, and also weight is funny and also creepy. It basically manipulates everybody's bodies, except for Spider-Man. So you can make them go to 45 lbs, which brings everybody to looking like fucking sticks. Again, except for Spider-Man. Spider-Man will not look like a fucking stick. He will look, you know, more buff than all of these nerds. But if you believe Spider-Man's a wimp and a bitch, and you want him to be the fucking simp here, put it to 405 lbs, and suddenly everybody becomes big and buff. Not even a fucking joke. They either become fat, like Officer Dick here, or they just become fucking buff. So, in case you're wondering, if you ever want to sleep at night, just remember that you will never, ever encounter a moment in your real life where you will see Tony Hawk like this. Be glad. Anyway, here's wireframe mode. As you can see, it brings everything to this matrix green color. And you can pretty much see all of the polygons that are being used here. Every single polygon, and even shit that you can see under the map and such. It's kind of interesting from a viewpoint of somebody looking into game design and such, of like how things load, how things look, how simple the polygons can be, and how textures can really do a lot for certain things. You know, how everything looks and works and such. And yeah, for the most part, it's really fucking cool. You can even see the fact there is a mirror effect going on, where they just basically, you know, double it, so it's in a complete upside down area here, with this spot. If you want another example of this sort of effect being used, go play Superman 64 and go into that pool area, and you will see that effect being used. And you can also go in that room. You can't go in the room here, unfortunately, but I wish you fucking could. And of course, you get to see the plane, the movements, all that shit. You get to see all the glass breaking. Some things still stay the same, like if it's like a texture, essentially, they will stay the same. Like the glass, essentially. But otherwise, everything looks like this, and everything is very much, you're seeing the lines, you're seeing the polygons, you're seeing all this stuff going on. And they're all triangles, because the most common thing is triangles. Now, I'm going to show Skip to Restart. Skip to Restart's interesting. Usually we have a restart skate, which for the most part would take you into where your general supposed to be. But then you have unique spots, like that spot right there, the heli reset thing. And almost every single level has unique restart points. For instance, School 2. School 2 looks very yellow when you look at the abyss. There's a lot of abyss going on. Just keep used to that. And for the most part, I could keep it like this and really showcase to you every single thing about how things load. Like, for instance, the inside of this building doesn't load until you actually go inside. And then the outside deloads, which is how you get that weird fucking glitch where you grind that one spot to get outside the bounds to get in that area. Which, by the way, that glitch, like the fucking bit I was trying to find in Roswell, does not exist in this version. So we can't grind that little corner there to get out into like a glitch version of School 2. It's not possible. Anyway, we have Restart Roof Gaps, Carlsbad Roof, and Gon's Rail. Here's the roof gaps, which puts you up here, right in front of Dropout Roof Gap. Then we have Carlsbad Roof, which takes us where the tape was, all the way into the back area. And here, lastly, we have Gon's Rail, which takes you over to that one stair area where you can kick her up to it to get a grind going for one of those gaps, for the free gaps you need. And also, there are some that don't have any respawns, which I'm now showing with Marceli's, and also the thing is off. Next up, we have this area, which has Go Ask Alice, which takes you over to the statue. I have no idea why it's called that. We have the pit, which takes you over to, essentially, right in front of Joey's sculpture. We have Brooklyn Banks, which takes you over to the back area, right behind this kicker. And lastly, we have Subway South, which puts you up on the subway, pretty much on this side of it. And that's all for this area. Next, we have this area where we have Seashell Roof, which puts you right up here. Next up, you have the Venice Ledge, which puts you at the area where the Venice Ledge is. Next up, you have the West Side Roof, which puts you on the rooftop at the west side, this one. And then you have just west side, which puts you right facing a wall, going to an out-of-bounds area which is going to respawn you immediately. Great. Very useful. This area also has a respawn called the half pipe, which is honestly a better spawn point than the normal spawn point for this one. Streetscape has a weird spawn point, let me be fair. Then you have Philadelphia, which has Visitor Center, which puts you right over here. The back of THPS Park, which puts you at the other end of the fountain, from the other end of the sign. And lastly, of course, we have a skip to go to Philly side, which is the whole fenced off area. Right in front, like right inside of a rail, in fact, so it's a bit weird. After that, we then have this area, the final fucking competition of Pro Skater 2, which all of its respawn points are the gates, north, south, east, and west, and they all start you very much at the end where you're going to fall off. Sure, this is fine. This is fine. And that is almost it for Pro Skater 2. We do have Chopper Drop, which has Start Dist, which puts you up on that very high slope to get your distance gaps from. And then you have, of course, Skate Heaven. We have a lot of things, like Enema Island, or Enema Island.
Skate on, my son.
We have Enema Chen Ramp.
Skate on, my son.
We have the Wallows, which God goes silent about, unfortunately. Then we have Combi Bowl. Did you remember his line?
Skate on, my son.
Thank fucking God. And then we have, next up, Sadlands, which puts you over to here.
Skate on, my son.
And lastly, we have Tony's Ramp. And now God's dead. Sad. Anyway, a lot of the Pro Skater 1 levels have no of these skip restarts, so we're skipping over all of these ones, but some of them do have restarts, like Downtown, which has Re-Office, which puts you right in the middle of this area, right in front of a sign. Re-Roof, which puts you on the rooftop with all the ramps. Re-Roof 2, which is the other ramp, where you would get to the other end for the tape, as well as the whole, you know, large drop-down stack grind down below, which it lines you up for. Which I could do, but I obviously fucked it, so... Then we have a Re-Angle, which is a weird one. I don't know what this means, but there you go. And lastly, we have Re-Park, which puts you right in front of the fountain. And the next level also has a unique spawn point, Downhill Jam. It's Jam 2, which puts you halfway through the map, essentially, like near the end. Sure. Then we skip through that bullshit to get over to Streets, which has Embarcadero. And that one brings you over to here with this set piece. Then you have Chinatown, which brings you pretty much right in front of Chinatown, you know, right there. A nice starting point, honestly. Roof Access, which puts you in the spot you would be in after you jump from the fountain. And lastly, Hubba Hideout, which puts you in the middle of the Hubba area. I don't know why it's called a hideout, but there you go. And lastly, we have all of the exclusive levels. We have VIP Room, DJ Booth, Crow's Nest, and Center Stage. And by the way, you're noticing there is no standard start points bit here. It's all unique stuff. What's interesting about this one is the fact that all of the Pro Skater 2X exclusive levels do not have a standard start point. All the Pro Skater 1 and 2 levels do. And the thing is, all of these restarts, like building top, out of the park, and rooftop, overwrite your standard respawn point, which you will see later on when we get to Subway. Because I then, you know, try to restart because something weird happens, and you realize that it completely overwrites this shit unless you quit out the level and come back. Anyway, now we have this one, which has Top Hatchet Park. Loop begins here, which is the very beginning of the loop-de-loop. On the center beam and front beam ledge. On the center beam is a really awkward spot. You're not going to be ready for it at all, and you're probably going to drop. See? But, yeah. If you need to get those gaps, I mean, this is a nice little spot to start from, I guess. And of course, front beam ledge puts you over here. Another weird spawn point. This one has the weirdest spawn points. Now, we have token entry at end of the line. I go to token entry, and then I know the end of the line is down the bottom. You know it's down the bottom. Let's go to it, shall we? Oh! It swapped! Why did it swap? I'm confused. Here's end of the line. Let me just go ahead and maybe restart, because maybe it's a bit fucked right now. And maybe by going and retrying, it'll fix this up. Because, you know, then we go back to the very beginning. Well, as I showed you, when you now retry, you retry at that skip to restart point. The initial original spot that you restart from is gone unless you exit the level. And yeah, there you go, it's back to normal. It's really weird, and no matter which one you pick, it does this bullshit, so... yeah, this level has a weird bit going on with skip to restart. And, yeah, lastly, we have the rooftops, skylines, top of water tower, top of a fucking billboard, which is a really shitty one, pool deck area, upper, and office building upper. And, really, that's it. That's all the cheats. That's all these little respawn points. That's every gap in the game that I can fucking find and be able to get. Because some of them are broken or don't exist. And also, of course, you know, the creator park, all the respawn points. No respawn point for player 2, but we have player 1, sorry, but we have player 2, 3, 4, and the horse. And that's it. That's it. So, honestly, what do I think about this fucking version of the game? What do I think about Pro Skater 2X? I like the fact that there are some unique deck designs in the credits, which I will show you. They're honestly kind of neat. And there's some ones that I wish were real boards. But, yeah, I'm gonna be honest here. This was not that great a port. Like, it's cool to play Pro Skater 1 of this, like, more high-def sort of look to it. But we kind of already got that from later games. So the appeal is just lost. And not only that, but there are some things that are genuinely just fucking broken and even unfinished with this game. From the Pro Skater 1 stuff to the unique exclusive levels. It's not great. It's not great at all. And honestly, it really does come off as an afterthought because you have Pro Skater 2, which has all of this shit. Also, that board's fucking awesome. We have all of this shit. That board's fucking great too. Win Kang, fucking awesome board, mate. This is a great board too. There's some great boards here in the credits. I will give them that. Seeing these board designs is pretty neat. This one's kind of lazy. This one's, it's neat. Some text there I can't really read. That one's fucking neat. Honestly, Aaron Ricks, that's a top quality board. That's a top quality board there too. Also, Taco Bell was here. That's a fucking sick board. That's a fucking sick board. You cannot fucking tell me otherwise. That board we saw that from Greg was fucking epic. Like, Nigel's is okay too. It has some decent line going on and such. But Greg, man. Fucking Greg, man. That board should be real. Then we got Nick Doran. Okay. A funny South Park reference. I like. And there's Don, who is a communist apparently, or what have you. And then this one, which I think is just kind of nice. And also, his name is fucking long. Taylor Dakota Crosby Fletcher III. Fuck, man. Fuck. Sergio, really into music. Kind of neat. This one, I have no idea what's going on. It's kind of crap as well. That one's kind of neat, honestly. Having the Treyarch and the ball there and such, the orb, just pondering it. It's great. And of course, Stacy got all the money. She's the GTA here. While Trey has been the disco star. Baby girl Nigel. I hate that. I fucking hate that. The evil, of course. It's a different version of the one we saw beforehand. And yeah, Sean Palmer is also a good board. That is a nice design, honestly. Again, there's some really good fucking boards here in the credits that I wish you could use in-game. I wish they were real boards. I wish you can use the boards in the game. You see this shit and it's sick. Oh my god, it's sad. It's sad that these decks are never going to see the light of day outside of this fucking game with its credits. It's really fucking sad. Anyway, that is the last of my positivity of this game. Because, yeah, honestly, I didn't like this game. I didn't like it. And it's because of the fact that there is potential here. And this was the first remaster for both Pro Skater 1 and 2, essentially. This was released on the Xbox. And it was an Xbox exclusive. This was a very unique release. And honestly, I feel like things got better afterwards. Say what you will about HD. I feel like at the very least, the game and even the DLC was more complete than this game. Because only Pro Skater 2 was complete here, whereas Pro Skater 1 was really like thrown the fuck in with some texture overhauls and such, and that was it. There was shit that was broken there otherwise. And then you got the exclusive levels, which genuinely suck. They genuinely suck. I mean, yeah, you do have the one competition level from the exclusive levels. You do have Tampa. But if you want Tampa, play Fug 1. Don't play this one. I know the dog is a cute little thing there on the rooftop. I like the dog too. But the dog is not worth it enough for what is essentially such a nothing competition compared to how expanded it became and how much better it became in Fug 1. So just play Fug 1's Tampa. Everything else with the exclusive levels generally weren't good. They genuinely weren't good. Rooftops is legitimately one of the worst fucking levels in any of the Tony Hawk games ever. One of the fucking worst. It is right there of Chopper Drop. And Chopper Drop is already just this most nothing garbage fucking level already that already existed from Neversoft's hands. But with Treyarch, they made a level that truly fucking sucks and is only just barely second place to me on being the worst level out of any Tony Hawk game ever. Genuinely. It is that fucking bad. As bad as that fucking board right there. Carl Pinder, you should have done better than using a default fucking wood texture and then putting this in the middle with your fucking face. Boring! Anyway, oh, bug killer, that's what it says. Because he kills bugs. I get it. It's all bugs around here. Yeah, I get it now. Bit hard to see of the quality of the game, but yeah, bug killer. That board's sick. Would you not agree with me in wanting that board, like wanting that deck to be real and having it in your person? Just having it as like a part of your wall collection? Or that even? Like, if you want some fucking sick-ass art, Manuel Salarza fucking kicks it right in the ass right here. Genuinely. And then, of course, this. Greg Simpkins. Why isn't this board real? Someone make this real. I want this board. I want this deck to be real. I want to see someone skate with that fucking board. I want to see someone have the board on their fucking mantle of all other decks they have. Because it is genuinely fucking awesome. And of course, at the credits, we have What You're Still Here. Goes unproductive. They bring up a little suggestion for you. You know, like, I don't know. How about help solve world hunger and clean up our oceans? Donate some money to the Can the Whales Foundation? A very specific thing. Or, you know, you can say, fuck humanity. Fuck the creatures, the whales. I'ma go fucking skate! And yeah, that's it. That's the credits. Of course, there is music credits as well, which I'll show next. But yeah, peace out. Thank you. Eyeballs. Now here's music credits, which took a while to load, because I'm guessing they want to load music, and it took a while to load that shit. But, yeah. When it comes to what I feel about this game versus HD, I genuinely would rather play HD again. It has issues, but I like how the levels look more there than here. I like the effort that Robomoto put for HD compared to what Treyarch did here. And I genuinely do believe that even though it's a complete mess and there are levels missing, that what existed in HD is better to me than what Treyarch did here. Because at least Robomoto kept their lane and didn't make garbage fucking levels alongside the levels that are good, that were made by Neversoft. You know? Robomoto kept their lane of that shit. And I still feel sad about Robomoto to this fucking day. I still feel, like, sorry for them. I genuinely believe they tried. Especially with Pro Skater fucking 5. I genuinely feel like they tried. And I will still defend Pro Skater 5, by the way. But, yeah. If I had to pick between this or HD, I would pick this. With Pro Skater 1+2 in the way, though, it's 1+2 all the way. Like, this and HD have nothing to stand on against Vicarious Visions and 1+2. And what's funny is that now that I've done all of these, now that I have gone through and done all of the classic, and I do mean the classic engine stuff, the classic gameplay of the Tony Hawk series, all that is left in that lineup is 1+2. There is the Downhill Jam game, but even that is its own unique thing with its own unique engine and controls and such. And of course, you had the next-gen, quote-unquote next-gen stuff, and the unique board shit with Ride and Shred. You know, that era has to come after we are done with the original era. And the original era did make a renaissance with 1+2. So we're ending the original era with 1+2. We are going to finalize on literally the entirety of how these games used to play and such, of how they used to feel, with the very latest, 1+2. Also, you could hear for a second that the game wanted to go to the next song, but I muted the song, so there's no music. I removed the music audio. So I know what the fuck it's trying to load, but there you go. But, yeah, that was Pro Skater 2X, and I didn't like it much. It was boring to get through. The exclusive levels were crap. And honestly, fuck the book. Fuck the fucking book. If you want to see the book, by the way, because it's so rare, it's so fucking rare, there are no scans out there on the internet for it, I have done you the fucking favor. Down below in the description is legitimately the download for the entire scans of that guidebook from Brady Games. I have done as best I could with my fucking, resident fucking scanner and printer combo. I'm not I don't have a giant ass scanner. I don't have like industrial, what have you, or professional grade. Just fucking substandard. But it's enough to give you everything the book has, page by page, including the front and the back cover. And yeah, that is yours now. That is yours to keep. That is for the internet to have. That is it. And also, I want to also just really genuinely thank you all for watching through and giving a shit about this channel when it comes to legitimately all of these Tony Hawk games. Every single Shin Sports game. I know it's basically my big thing of this channel, but because we're getting so close to the end of that era of Tony Hawk, I don't know where the future of this channel is really going to go. All I do know is I'll keep playing games that I find interest in or that I like, and I'll keep going. This won't stop. There are so fucking many more games out there than just Extreme Sports games that I can go through. So many things that are worth as much interest to as these Extreme Sports games. But, as long as there's an Extreme Sports game still out there, I will look into playing through and 100% it for you all. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time in the next replay, because we are still doing that thing. And next replay is going to be very interesting. See you then.